So we've got the 45 series here. I'm sure some of you might have noticed in the last video it was a bit tappy. Pretty sure we need to make an adjustment here. So let's get into it. Right, so to start off with, we'll just get all the hoses off. Engine's still pretty warm, so we're good to go on that. And then we're going to undo the 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts there. The one at the back there, need a spanner, 14mm at the back. So here, when you take these off, you definitely do not want to be losing these little rubbers and washers. So we'll put them to the side to keep them safe. And then lift it off. How this is working is you got inlet, exhaust, inlet, and it goes like that. And you can tell anyway because the actual top of the valve springs there are different. So the ones that are just smooth around the top like that, you can tell that they're the exhaust ones once you've narrowed that down, and the ones that have got the lip on the outside like this, that's your inlet. So you need to turn the engine over until these are all, so let's say we start off with the inlets. You need to turn the engine over until they're completely released basically, and that you'll get movement in them. So I found a way, for me anyway, is I can actually turn this motor over by pushing on the fan, because my fan is broken. So you'll see that those inlets have just come up, so you can check the gap on them, and over here that's up, so we can check the gap on that. Now you need to find out exactly what the gap needs to be on your vehicle. In my case, I took a picture of the sticker that used to be on the rocker cover before I painted it, and I can see on there what the intake needs to be at 0.20mm and exhaust at 0.35. That's a hot temperature. If you look over there, I don't know if you can actually see this, but it says hot, and it tells you spark plug gap and all the rest of it. So we'll go get the feeler gauges, and we'll get it at, we'll start off with the intakes at 0.20. We'll go from there. These are your feeler gauges, and basically there's 0.20. So what we can do is we get the 20 and we slide it under there, and we just feel there's some bite on that, so that's good. And it's just about biting on that one, so I would say that is also good. The most likely one that is problematic here is this one at the back, and the reason I know that, actually had some issues with the rear end of the rocker shaft, because the rocker shaft wasn't actually getting oil up, and these back two rockers were very corroded. So as you can see, when I put that in there, there's no bite at all, and I can even move it with the shim in. So what we're going to do is we'll crack off this nut at the back, so, and then what you do is you put your screwdriver into the screw, and you just, once it's loose enough, you should be able to turn it and tighten down on the right. So you can kind of see at this rear one now we're getting a bit of bite. I would say it needs a tiny bit more than that, to be fair, because I know that is problematic. So I'm just going to bite that down a little bit more. That could be the best we're going to get it. You don't want to over tighten these. Too loose or a little loose is actually okay. Too tight or a bit tight is definitely not okay, and you'll actually find it don't run that great if you get them too tight. So yeah, so you just got to be a little bit careful there with that. Not happy, although that one looks like it could use a little tightening. So just as you can see, there's a bit of movement there. Give a couple of oh, I definitely got that one right, didn't I? As you can see, you can kind of just push it through. Definitely don't do them too tight. Steady, and just nick your nut up. Right, so we'll turn over exhaust. I've got, you can't quite see it because they're faded, but this is 0.35. These two exhausts are up. And this one at the rear. So what we'll do is we'll just slide the ones that are up already. That's okay. Here, this is way too loose. So crack it off, give her a turn, see how we're doing. Not too much bite. And that's us. That's us there. Good, good. So what we can actually do with this now is we should be able to start it up, and you'll be able to see all these working and you're flowing, but you'll also be able to hear if there's going to be any mega tapping noises. So that actually sounds 10 times better. It will sound more tappy at the moment because the rocker cover's off. But what you should be able to see, so if you look there, that's the oil actually starting to flow out of each rocker and dripping down. So that lets us know that the whole shaft is getting oil and working properly. Yeah, it's definitely sounding a lot better. And you can see the oil is just getting on as it flows through the actual heads. You can see it flows around here too. So everything's getting properly oiled. But it's as simple as that. A few tools, you know, your 12mm spanner and your screwdriver and your feeler gauges, and you can get it to run a little bit better. They do need doing, especially on these older engines. You'll find that over time they do need doing. And I notice obviously that when I do it, I get it running really nice. It starts a lot better if it's running right. So yeah, well worth the time to do it. So yeah, if you got any more questions on that, of course, put it into the comments. This is a 3F Land Cruiser motor, petrol of course. So yeah, if there is anything else, stick it in the comments. Something else you want to know about the 3F that I might be able to help you with, put that in there and we'll see if we can get a video going about that. But otherwise, don't forget to hit that like button because that really helps me out, and of course if you subscribe so you can see the new videos come in. But again, any comments, I'm happy to read those too. I like to read through, and we're all into the same thing here. So yeah, cheers for watching. See you in the next.